Okay. So friends, we are taking your revision classes, right? Okay, Tanvi, Lavanya, Krish, okay, Laksh. Welcome everyone in today's class. Mahendra. So guys, our revision session is going okay, and we have revised your first three lessons, right? Fourth lesson is out of the syllabus, or it is excluded from the syllabus for this year. Now today we will take fifth lesson of a revision of that. Okay, I think some part of the third lesson is remaining. Okay, but I have kept it on you. Okay, ती गोष्ट तुमच्याकडे ठेवली. I hope you can revise that, you can understand, and also if you have any doubt in that, and I'm always available for you people. Okay, so how revision is going on? Hello. How revision is going on? Okay, and I also hope that you are studying about it also. Okay, or you are also revising on your own, because we are getting very less time, only 1 hour in a week. Okay, and this is very less period to revise the topic. So what will we do today we will just take your exercise. Okay, whatever the questions that are asked in the exercise, we will discuss it in the text. Okay, so is it okay, that pattern? It means I'll be emphasizing, okay, I'll be giving importance to the exercise, because exercise is very important. And we also don't know that whether your classes, your 10th, okay, 10th exams will be online or offline. We don't know about that, right? So let me share my screen to all of you. Okay. Okay, here is the lesson. Fifth lesson. Okay, fourth one is excluded from the syllabus this year, for this year due to Corona. Okay. So the fifth lesson is media and history. Okay. So is it visible to all of you? Okay. Okay, Lavanya, Tanvi. Okay, the screen is visible. Okay, Krish. What about other students? Okay. Okay, friends. So today we will just take the exercise. Okay, because to take the whole lesson it takes much time, and as we don't have time today, only 1 hour. Okay. Okay, just look at this lesson, fifth lesson. So this lesson is actually divided into five parts. Okay. So this first five parts will give you the basic idea of this chapter. What is inside of that chapter, that is mass media and history. म्हणजेच काय, आपली जे काही प्रसार माध्यम आहेत, ओके, की ज्याद्वारे आपल्याला वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टींची माहिती कळते, आपल्यापर्यंत पोहोचते. मग मे बी इट इज ऑफ हिस्ट्री, इट इज ऑफ प्रेझेंट, और it is the prediction of the future events. Okay, so this is the mass media and history. So very first the chapter, there is obviously there is an introduction of the topic. After that, the second part of the topic is history of mass media. Means from what time this mass media came to existence. Okay, so that is the what is the precursors of the newspapers, or a precursors of this mass media. Okay, then third part is the why do we need mass media. ओके. आपल्याला हा जो काही मास मीडिया याची गरज काय. ओके, we have taken all these things in details, okay, when we were studying this lesson. So the fourth part in this topic, or in this chapter, is the critical understanding of information received through mass media. Okay, so basically let me tell you that which are different types of mass medias. Okay, your newspaper. Okay, your newspaper, your television, even mobile social media, whatever it is, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, other messengers, okay, social media apps, okay. So all these things, even different types of, we can say, books, okay. So these are the mass media, or the mediums of the mass communication, we can say. So we are studying about its history. So whatever the information you are getting from all these things, okay, whether it is Facebook, whether it is WhatsApp, whether it's YouTube, okay. So you have to critically examine this information. If you get any column, any article, any news from the newspaper, then it is not sure that it is perfectly clear, okay, or it is not the thing that it is not fake. It is the ultimate truth, okay, because there are multiple news, okay, that are being spread in the society, in the public, okay, for the sake of convenience of the politics, or all other things, okay. So you have to critically examining all these things, so that you will get the truth out of it. So friends, I think you know the example of WhatsApp, okay, because WhatsApp is uh, used, okay, by many anti-national elements, we can say, or the traitors in the society, to spread the fake news. So it can also create the violence, it can create the riots, okay. So to avoid all that things, uh, initially you can forward the things from the WhatsApp to the multiple recipients or multiple people, but now you can only send the message or forward the message to 5 people at once. So what is the purpose behind this? The purpose behind this is to have control over the spreading of the fake news, which can cause different types of unrest in the society, okay. So critical examination of the, or understanding of the information we are getting through the mass media. So last one is the mass media and the professional opportunities, okay. Whenever you are working, you are studying about the mass media, okay, what is the future scope, what are the job opportunities, employment opportunities, and the professional opportunities in that, okay. So in the last part of the lesson, the same thing is discussed. Am I audible to everyone? Hello. Okay. Okay, we'll just have a look at the lesson, okay. Now, here is the first part of the lesson, that is introduction of mass media. So basically they have explained here what is mass media actually, okay. Mass media contains two words, okay, basically mass and media. So mass means the context or the aggregation of the people. Mass means public, society, or the people, or the audience in the large quantity, okay. Media means various modes of communication, okay. Media is nothing but the medium through which we are spreading this information. We are communicating with the people with different forms, okay. So basically mass media means you are spreading the information, you are giving the information to the public or the society through various mediums. So that's what is called as the mass media. This mass media is a field of mass communication, okay. So after that, the second part, there is the information about the history of the mass media. It means today we see that mobiles are here. We have different applications, social media applications, messengers, YouTube video platforms, different types of, okay. Even radio is there, news channels are there, TV is there, radio, okay. So there are different things. So today you can see all these mediums of the mass media, okay. But in the ancient times, in the medieval times, okay, what were the things that were being used for the mass media, okay, for the communication between the people? So there is a history about that, okay. Printing technology and newspapers were introduced in India After the arrival of the Britishers, we all of you know that Britishers have ruled us for almost 150 to 200 years, right? So basically, they introduced newspapers to the India, okay, and printed technology to Indian people. So after that, people started to get these newspapers, printed newspapers, and in that there all different type of information needed for the public. Okay, so basically, the first media is the newspaper. So what is, I have underlined the whole text here, okay, because you have to write down the different objectives of the newspaper. Okay, main aim of the newspaper. So newspaper is a publication which is mainly print news, editorials, people's opinions, entertaining or other supplementary content. Okay. So basically what is inside the newspaper? It is a publication. Okay. And what it includes? It includes editorials, people's opinions is written on that, entertaining or other supplementary content. Okay. We know the entertaining industry in the India, sports, okay, even politics. So all type of information is in the newspaper. So it is distributed regularly at a definite time. Okay. हे डेली किंवा डेली बेसिसवर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट केलं जातं that specific time. Okay. Newspaper provide various local, national and international news. Newspapers are historical documents which record current events. Okay. So here is the history about the newspaper is given. Precursors of the newspaper. म्हणजे न्यूजपेपरची जी काही प्रथा आहे ती ancient times मध्ये कशी होती आणि ती हळूहळू हळूहळू how it gradually evolved into today's newspaper. Okay, this is precursors of the newspaper. You can read it, okay, after the class also. So here is the important, that is Bengal Gazette. The first English newspaper of India was printed on 29th January 1780. Okay. So if you got the question in the exam, that is dash dash is the first English newspaper, okay, in the India. So it is Bengal Gazette, okay, or Calcutta General Advertiser, okay, in 1780s. Okay. So Bengal Gazette or Calcutta General Advertiser is the first English newspaper in India, and it was started by James Augustus Hickey. Okay, so he was the Irish, okay, Irish gentleman. He was from Ireland, we can say. So you can see the picture over here. That is the Bengal Gazette. So it was started by Augustus Hickey. So the same question is asked in the exercise, that does started the first English newspaper in India. So what you have to write? You have to write down Augustus Hickey, James Augustus Hickey. Okay. So guys, let's see the exercise first. Now, is my screen visible to all of you? Okay. And also, what about my voice? Is it clear? Okay. 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 We will just have a look through the exercise first. Okay. The first one is the first English newspaper in India was started by. We have just taken it. Can anybody write it down? Option. First one is A. James Augustus Hickey. B. John Marshall. C. Allen Hume. First English newspaper. Yes. 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 Yes, Tanvi, you're right, because just now, a few seconds ago, we have reversed it. Now, let me ask you the second question now. Television is an dash dash medium. A. Visual. B. Audio. C. Audio visual. So, can anybody tell me that television is an dash dash medium? Yes, it is C. Yes. So, why this is so? Because on the television, we are able to hear audio also, and we can see video also. So that's why it is audio visual. Okay. Medium. Now, guys, here is the B. Identify the wrong pair in the following. Correct it or rewrite. Prabhakar. Okay, and here is the person who started this newspaper. Okay, basically these are four newspapers, and here you can see the people, persons who started it. Prabhakar Acharya P.K. Atre, Darpan Bal Shastri Jambekar, Deenabandhu Krishnarao Bhalekar, Kesari Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So if you remember this question, okay, or which is the wrong pair among it, just tell me which is wrong, okay? If you are able to find it, it's okay. And if you don't have any idea about it, we will just take it once again, okay? Okay, so which pair you think is the wrong pair? Let me show you. Okay, here is Prabhakar, Darpan, Dinabandhu, and Kesri 4. Prabhakar is by the person Acharya P.K. Atre, okay? Acharya Atre, we all of you know. Darpan, Balshastri Jambekar, Dinabandhu, Krishnarao, Valekar, Keshri, Balgangadhar. Okay, so you have to find out which is the wrong pair here. So can anybody tell me which one first, second, third? Yes, it is Prabhakar. Yes, Sayed Shahin. So Prabhakar is not a person who started this newspaper. Okay. Otherwise, Darpan, it is true that Balshastri Jambekar started this newspaper. Dinabandhu Krishnarao Valekar is also correct. Keshri Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay. Keshri and Maratha, it was started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. It means Lokmanya Tilak. Okay. So these are correct ones. So you remember. Now the second question is write brief notes. जे थोडक्यात तुम्हाला टिप्पा लिहायच्या आहे, notes लिहायच्या आहे. The role of newspaper in the Indian struggle of independence. ओके, म्हणजे भारताचं जो काही स्वातंत्र्य लढा आहे, इंडियन स्ट्रगल आहे. सो व्हॉट इज द रोल ऑफ न्यूजपेपर इन दॅट? ओके, त्यावेळेस जे काही न्यूजपेपर्स प्रकाशित होत होते, पब्लिश होत होते, सो व्हॉट इज द रोल ऑफ दॅट न्यूजपेपर्स, व्हॉट इज द भूमिका ऑफ दॅट न्यूजपेपर्स? ओके, हाऊ इट हेल्प्ड अस to get independence from the British rule. Second question is, why do we need mass media? Okay, we just discussed what is mass media, and now they are asking here, why do we need? What is the important of it? Okay, there are some reasons behind it. We are going to study it now. Third one is the mass media and professional opportunities. Okay, we know that in the last lesson of the last part of the lesson, it is given about the mass media and professional opportunities. Whatever the employment opportunities are there, professional opportunities are there, what types of job this job mass media can create. Okay, so you have to think on that, you have to study it, and you have to write it down. Third question is, explain the following sentence with its reasons. खाली काय sentence दिले, you have to give reason for that, and you have to explain it. Any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically. Okay, before we're starting the lesson, we have studied about it. Okay, we will again look at it. Knowledge of history is essential for newspaper articles. Okay, so we know that what newspaper includes. It includes different columns, different articles, okay, and editorials. So they are asking you people that how knowledge of history is essential. Okay, why knowledge of history is important while somebody is writing any newspaper, sorry, any article in the newspaper. Third one is the television is the most popular medium. Okay, and fourth one is the answer the following questions in 25 to 30 words. Explain the objectives of the newspaper. What newspaper does? Okay, what is the purpose of the newspaper? What is the objective? What is the aim? How is history helpful in the planning of Akashwani programs? So Akashwani, we know it was started by, it was the first radio program in our country. Okay, Akashwani. It was started after the independence of our country. Okay, so you have to find out that why, how history is helpful in planning the Akashwani program. So there was different programs that were being published, that were being conducted on the radio, or Akashwani. Okay. So how history is important, how history provided the different documents, different information to plan for the programs. Okay. So here is the Prabhakar we know. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We studied about the Bengal Gazette. Okay. It was the first English newspaper started by the James Augustus Hickey. Now here you can see the Darpan. The Darpan newspaper was started in 1832. Mumbai, and Bal Shastri Zambekar was the editor of Darpan. Okay, so it was the Bal Shastri Zambekar. It is right. Next one, the Prabhakar. So Prabhakar, there was a wrong pair. Okay, Acharya P.K. Atre was given there in the pair, but this was the wrong. So what is the correct one? This newspaper was started by the Bhau Mahajan. So Bhau Mahajan is the editor, or the, we can say, it was started by the Bhau Mahajan. So how can you correct that pair? You can just simply write down Bhau Mahajan instead of P.K. Atre over there. Now Jnanodaya. Okay, Jnanodaya printed map of Asia in 1842 and the map of Europe in 1851. The honor of printing and illustrations, okay, in an Indian newspaper for the first time goes to Jnanodaya. So here the why Jnanodaya is important given, because it printed the map of Europe and the Asia. Jnanodaya under the title, okay, the news of starting up railway in India was printed in Jnanodaya under the title Chakya Masoba, okay, meaning Masoba with wheels. It had also printed the news of Indian War of Independence of 1857. Okay, so how Jnanodaya is important in Indian freedom struggle? So Jnanodaya had printed news of Indian War of Independence in 1857. Now newspaper in the times were very important medium of creating social awareness. समाजामध्ये जागृती निर्माण करण्यासाठी in that period it was very important. Okay, because this was the major medium to provide the information to the people, different speeches to the people. Okay, a newspaper named Indu Prakash supported video remarriage in a big way. Dinabandhu, a newspaper represented the masses of Indian society. Bahujan Samaj, okay, was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, close associate Krishna Rao Bhalekar. So here is the Dinabandhu. So Dinabandhu was started by the Krishna Rao Bhalekar. So it is also given in the pair. Okay, so it is obviously proper. Okay, true or true pair over there. So no need to change it. So now Keshri and Maratha. So Keshri and Maratha, two newspapers are indicative of important stages in the history of Indian newspapers before independence. Okay, आपला जो इंडिपेंडन्स आपल्याला मिळाला, सो त्या इंडिपेंडन्सच्या पिरियड मध्ये, इंडिपेंडन्स भेटायच्या अगोदर, so Maratha and Kesari, these two newspapers were very prominent one, very important one. Okay, so these were nationalistic newspaper, you can say. Okay, Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak started these papers in 1881. Okay, we know that this was the pair, one of the pair in the exercise. Okay, so it was started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Gopal Ganesh Agarkar. They spoke about social and political issues of that period. So when these newspapers were printed, so what type of information was being printed over there? So it was the social and political issues of that period. Okay, Kesari began to publish articles about nationwide situations, books in the native languages, and politics in England. So what was included in that? So current situation of the society over there, political issues of that period, also publishing the articles about the nationwide situations. We know that there was protests, okay, different riots were happening in the country against the Britishers. So there was a nationwide situations. It was also published in the Kishri and Maratha. Books in a native language and politics in the English. Also in whatever the problems, whatever the uh, proper news in the local areas. Okay, so it was also published in that. And also the politics in the England. Okay, so our country was governed from the England. We all of you know that. So whatever the things are taking place happening in the England, what is the situation is there? Okay, so all that things were printed in the newspaper. Different columns were published in that. In the 21st century, newspaper have continued to fulfill an important role. It was acknowledged the fourth column of the democracy. Okay, so now newspapers are fourth column of the democracy. ओके, लोकशाहीचा चौथा स्तंभ म्हणून आपण हे जे काही न्यूजपेपर्स किंवा मास मीडिया आहे याला म्हटलं जातं. So guys, whatever I have underlined over here, so it basically gives you the idea that how newspapers were important in the freedom struggle of the India. Okay, and this question is asked in the exercise also. Now here magazines or journals are given. Okay, so magazines means these are periodical publications. Okay, so these are not published on daily basis. It is published on periodical basis. Okay, ठराविक कालखंडानंतर या गोष्टी प्रकाशित केल्या जायच्या. This category includes publications which are weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, okay, bi-monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly, annual. म्हणजेच काय, साप्ताहिक झाले, द्विसाप्ताहिक झाले, मासिक झाले, मंथली मीन्स, बाय मंथली मीन्स दर 2 महिन्याला प्रकाशित होणारे, क्वार्टरली मीन्स दर 4 महिन्याला प्रकाशित होणारे, 3 महिन्याला, ओके, 3 months. 6 monthly मीन्स एक 6 महिन्यानंतर, आणि अॅन्युअल मीन्स वार्षिक. देर मे बी सम क्रॉनिकल्स विच आर पब्लिश्ड ऍट नो फिक्स टाइम. काही गोष्टी अशा होत्या की ज्या काही ठराविक पिरियड मध्ये त्यांचा काय असा स्पेसिफिक टाइम पिरियड नव्हता की ते प्रकाशित किंवा पब्लिश केलं जातं. सो इट कॅन पब्लिश्ड इन एनी टाइम. बाळशास्त्री जांभेकर started first monthly magazine in Marathi. It was named Digdarshan. Among the periodicals, Pragati, now a defunct journal, was started in 1929 and edited by Trembak Shankar Shezwalkar. He wrote regularly in his historiographical journal of Maharashtra's history and social movements. Currently, there are many periodical devotees devoted to Indian history. Marathi journals such as Bharatiya Itihas and Sanskriti and Marathwada Itihas Parishad Patrika may be cited as example. Okay, so guys, we have seen the newspapers. So newspaper is one of the medium of mass. Okay, one of the mass medium, you can say. Second, now we have seen magazines and journals. Okay, after that there is electronic and digital journalism. So am I audible, friends? Hello. Okay. So are you able to recall, revise all the things? Because we are not taking it in the details. Okay. But एक तुमची रिव्हिजन व्हावी याकरता आपण या सगळ्या गोष्टी बघत आहोत. ओके, म्हणजे तुम्हाला एक तुमची उजळणी होऊन जाईल, एक आवृत्ती होऊन जाईल, एक रिव्हिजन होऊन जाईल, जेणेकरून ज्या गोष्टी तुम्ही एक मागच्या 5-6 महिन्यात शिकल्या, ओके, तर त्या गोष्टी तुमच्या पुन्हा सबकॉन्शियस मेमरी मधून कॉन्शियस मेमरी मध्ये येतील. ओके ओके, म्हणजेच तुम्हाला पेपर लिहिताना पण त्या आठवल्या पाहिजेत. ओके, सो शाल वी कंटिन्यू नाऊ. ओके, so guys, here is electronic or digital journalism. These are ultra modern periodicals from a part of electronic of digital journalism. आता डिजिटल जर्नलिझम मीन्स नथिंग बट जे काय आपल्याकडे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गॅजेट्स आहे, आपल्याकडे मोबाईल, different apps, okay, different messenger apps, social media apps. Okay, so this comes in the electronic and digital journalism. History is a prime subject of interest for these periodicals as well. So we all of you know that there are different channels on YouTube, okay, on which different type of information about history is given. Okay, so this is nothing but electronic gadget, digital gadget or digital journalism. Many web news portals, social media, web channels, YouTube, okay, etc. make historical content available to the audience or readers. Okay, so we know that if we need some information about any topic, what we do, we search it on the Google. So it is nothing but the web news portal, social media, web channels. We also search in the YouTube also. So YouTube is also one of the electronic and digital journalism. So these are the modern, or we can say ultra modern, ways of doing journalism. Okay, and different types of people have their channels on YouTube. They have their websites. Okay, their applications which provide different type of news information about history to the audience or the public. Okay, now the next medium, mass media, is the radio. Okay, Indian Broadcasting Company, a private radio company, was the first one to broadcast daily programs. Okay, तर इंडियामध्ये जेव्हा इंडिपेंडन्स झाला, जेव्हा केव्हा रेडिओचा शोध लागला, तर त्यानंतर इंडियामध्ये एक कंपनी होती, प्रायव्हेट खाजगी कंपनी, इंडियन ब्रॉडकास्टिंग कंपनी. ओके, सो इट वॉज अ फर्स्ट टू ब्रॉडकास्ट डेली प्रोग्राम्स. ती काय करायची? डेली प्रोग्राम्स ब्रॉडकास्ट करायची, प्रसारित करायची. Later, the same company was taken over by the British government and named as Indian State Broadcasting Service. Okay, so basically, so this private company was, we can say, by, okay, or take over by the British, because there was a rule of British in India, and then renamed this company as Indian State Broadcasting Service. On 8th June 1936, it was renamed as All India Radio. Okay, AIR, All India Radio. So पुन्हा नाव बदललं. After independence, AIR means All India Radio become an integral part of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Okay. मग जेव्हा आपलं इंडिपेंडन्स मिळाला त्यानंतर ही जी काही AIR होती, ओके, जिला ब्रिटिशांनी AIR नाव दिलं, सो दिस कंपनी वॉज द पार्ट ऑफ Ministry of Information and Broadcasting of India. Initially, it broadcasted governmental programs and schemes. मग सुरुवातीच्या काळात यावर काय केलं जायचं, तर बेसिकली गव्हर्नमेंटच्या ज्या वेगवेगळ्या स्कीम्स आहेत त्या लोकांपर्यंत पोहोचल्या पाहिजे. गव्हर्नमेंटचे वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे जे काही कार्यक्रम चालले आहेत, ओके, पॉलिसीज आहेत, धोरणं आहेत, तर याबद्दलची माहिती प्रोव्हाइड केली जायची. इट वॉज नेम्ड ॲज आकाशवाणी ऑन द सजेशन ऑफ द फेमस पोएट पंडित नरेंद्र शर्मा. ओके, मग पंडित नरेंद्र शर्मा यांनी काय दिलं, हे जे काही AIR होतं त्याला त्याचं नाव बदलायला सांगितलं गव्हर्नमेंटला, म्हणजे सजेशन दिलं त्यांनी की आपण असं करू शकतो. सो व्हॉट दे डिड, दे चेंज इट्स नेम टू दी आकाशवाणी. ओके, फेमस पोएट पंडित नरेंद्र शर्मा. Akashwani broadcast various entertainment, awareness, creating, and literacy program. So what Akashwani does, or what different types of programs Akashwani has did, so it has broadcasted various program, entertainment, awareness creating, and literacy programs. म्हणजेच काय, मनोरंजक वेगवेगळ्या प्रोग्राम्स आहे. अवेअरनेस क्रिएटिंग म्हणजे लोकांमध्ये एक प्रकारची जागरूकता निर्माण यावी समाजामध्ये एखाद्या गोष्टीविषयी, तर त्याबद्दलचे काही प्रोग्राम असतील तर ते, किंवा लिटरसी प्रोग्राम्स म्हणजेच साक्षरता अभियान जे देशामध्ये राबवलं गेलं, तर ते साक्षरता लोकांपर्यंत पोहोचावी, लिटरसी, तर याकरता वेगवेगळे प्रोग्राम्स आयोजित केले जायचे. It also broadcasts special programs for farmers, workers, youth, and women. We know there are different communities in our country, like youths, okay, citizens of our country, that is just नागरिक, senior citizens आहे, women are there, children are there, workers are there, farmers are there. So they have different problems. Okay, so to address that problems, to find out the solution for that problem, discussions were made on the newspaper, sorry, on radios. Vivida Bharati programs are broadcasted in 24 regional languages as well as 146 dialects of Indian languages. म्हणजेच काय, विविध भारती हा एक प्रोग्राम आहे. या प्रोग्राम अंतर्गत काय केलं जातं, भारताच्या ज्या रिजनल 24 लँग्वेजेस आहे जवळपास, तर या 24 रिजनल लँग्वेज मध्ये वेगळे प्रोग्राम्स होतात. ओके, आणि जे काय 146 डायलेक्ट्स म्हणजे जे काय बोली भाषा आहे, म्हणजेच काय, तुम्ही महाराष्ट्रात जरी मराठी चालत असली तरी मराठी भाषा पण वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे बोलणारे लोक आहेत. विदर्भात वेगळे बोलतात, मराठवाड्यात वेगळे बोलतात, पश्चिम महाराष्ट्रात कोकण मध्ये वेगळी बोलली जाते. ओके, सो दिस इज नथिंग बट द डायलेक्ट्स. सो देर आर ऑल्सो प्रोग्राम्स इन द डिफरंट डायलेक्टिक्स. Lately, various news channels like Radio Mirchi, okay, Red FM, this type of private news channel also started. Radio channels also started. So, guys, do you understand that is how radio is working as a mass media, or how electronics journalism or digital journalism works? Now we are going to study about the television. Okay, whatever things that I have underlined here, okay, so these are the answers to the question that are asked in the exercise. Okay, That's why for you people, I have underlined that so that you can easily understand this is important topic. Okay. So here television I have underlined it. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. So you all of you know that who was our first president of the India or independence India. So he was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and he inaugurated first Delhi Doordarshan Center. Okay, Doordarshan's Mumbai Center began to telecast its programs on 1st May 1972. याच काळामध्ये टीव्हीचा शोध लागला होता. ओके, 1970च्या आसपास मध्ये. त्यानंतर मग दूरदर्शन हे मुंबईमध्ये सेंटर सुरू झालं. ओके, ऑन 1st मे. म्हणजे जो काय आपला कामगार दिवस असतो किंवा महाराष्ट्र दिन असतो 1 मे, तर त्या दिवशी मुंबईमध्ये मग टेलिव्हिजनचं सेंटर सुरू झालं. Color television was introduced on 5th August 1982. Okay, म्हणजे सुरुवातीच्या काळात we all of you know that it was black and white TV. After that, color televisions comes. But in India, when it came on 15th August 1982. ओके, म्हणजेच जो काय आपला 15 ऑगस्ट होता इंडिपेंडन्स डे 1982 चा, तर त्या दिवशी आले. In 1991, the Indian government granted permissions to private national and international channels to telecast in India. So now today you see that Ashtak, G News, News Nation, okay, NDTV, these are the news channels. These are the private news channels. Okay, so before 1991, there was only government news channel called Doordarshan. But after that, what government did? Government did permission to the private players, private people, so that they can start their own channel. Okay, like Doordarshan or DD National. Thus, it become possible for Indians to watch international events on the television. So what happens because of that? Different private players come in this field and they gave us the information about the world politics, world events. Okay. Now the question that is asked in the exam, or that can be asked in the exam, or it is asked in the exercise also. Okay. So it is, why do we need mass media? आपल्याला हे जे काय मास मीडिया आहे याची गरज काय आहे? Okay, so let's study. We need mass media to facilitate free flow of information to all state of the society. So what is the state of the society? म्हणजे समाजातील तळागाळातील सगळ्या जनतेपर्यंत इन्फॉर्मेशनचा जो फ्लो आहे तो सहजतेने पोहोचावा. ओके, तर त्याकरता मास मीडिया गरजेचा आहे. ओके, समाजात सगळेच लोक राहतात, लोअर क्लास, मिडल क्लास, ओके, we can say poor people, rich people. So for all of you, all of them, it is necessary that the information should be reached to all of them. Okay, for that purpose we need mass media. Editorial, various columns and supplements are essential parts of the newspapers. So what is in the newspaper? There are editorials, म्हणजे संपादकीय, मला मराठीमध्ये म्हटलं जातं अग्रलेख. व्हेरियस कॉलम्स, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे स्तंभ लिहिले जातात, अँड सप्लिमेंट्स, आणि त्याला पुरवण्या असतात. These are essential parts of the newspaper. Readers are also ensured of a platform to voice their opinions. म्हणजेच काय, जे काही न्यूजपेपर आहे, समाजातील जे वेगळे लोक आहेत, तर ह्या लोकांना आपले प्रश्न, आपली मत, आपले ओपिनियन जर समाजापुढे मांडायचे असतील, लोकांपुढे मांडायचे असतील, सो न्यूजपेपर इज द प्लॅटफॉर्म, or different type of mass media is the platform. You can also tell your opinion, your views, okay, on newspaper, on television, different news channels, on YouTube, on Facebook, on other social medias, WhatsApp. Okay, so this is nothing but the platform, okay, for the voice of citizens of our country. Newspaper can help in making the democracy stronger. Television is an audio-visual medium. It was possible for this medium to cross the inherent limitations of the newspaper and the radio and show the actual visuals of the event to the people. So guys, we know that before the television it was radio and newspapers. Okay, but in newspaper you can only read. You cannot see that event happening over there. Or On the radio, you can just speak, you can just listen, you can just hear whatever the happening, but you cannot see. But this inherent delimitation, okay, हे जे काही limitation आहे, so television crossed this limit. टेलिव्हिजनने हे लिमिट दूर केलं. कारण because of television, people can see the event happening. They can listen whatever the happening there, who is speaking anything, giving the speeches, okay, all that thing. So television crossed that limit of the newspaper and radio and show the actual visuals of the event to the people. So far, there is no other alternative to television for watching an event as it actually happens. Okay, म्हणजेच काय, television is the only medium, or you can say YouTube, etc. is the only medium, okay, uh, where you can watch an event as it is actually happened. म्हणजे ज्याप्रमाणे तो इव्हेंट घडलाय तर तसाच्या तसा तो तुम्हाला बघता येईल. तर only television is the medium for that. Okay, so is it clear? We have seen magazines and journals, television, radio, electronic and digital, journalism, newspapers. So are you getting the points? Are you able to recall the things that I have explained in your in while we were studying this lesson? Okay, Lavanya, Tanvi. What about other students, my dear students? अरे बच्चे. Okay, Krish. Okay. Okay. Okay, now critical understanding of the information received through mass media. आपल्याला माहित आहे आपल्यावर continuously every second a lot of information is bombarding on us through social medias or this different mass medias. Okay, या मास मीडिया मधून आपल्यावर समाजावर वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची इन्फॉर्मेशन सतत फेकली जात आहे, सतत दाखवली जात आहे, सतत पोहोचवली जात आहे. ओके, सो any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically. आपल्याला मास मीडिया मधून ज्या काही गोष्टी मिळतात, वेदर म्हणजे व्हिडिओतून मिळत असतील, एखाद्या मेसेज मधून मिळत असतील, किंवा इतर गोष्टीतून मिळत असतील. ओके, सो इट नीड्स टू क्रिटिकली एक्झामाइन. आपल्याला तर चिकित्सकपणे त्याचा रिव्ह्यू करणं गरजेचं आहे. ओके, त्याचा स्टडी करणं गरजेचं आहे. द न्यूज और इन्फॉर्मेशन इन द मीडिया मे नॉट ऑलवेज रिप्रेझेंट एक्झॅक्ट ट्रूथ. म्हणजेच काय, न्यूजपेपर मधून, मास मीडिया मधून जर एखादी इन्फॉर्मेशन, एखादी न्यूज आली, it is not necessary that it is true, or it is not necessary that it is representing the exact truth. म्हणजे जे काही सत्य आहे, जे काही सत्य घटना घडली किंवा सत्य न्यूज आहे, तर हीच न्यूज दाखवली जाईल असं काही नाही. कारण ती न्यूज एकदम डिस्टॉर्ट करून सांगितली जाते, वेगळ्या पद्धतीने सांगितली जाते न्यूजपेपरवर. तुम्हाला माहित आहे, छोटी घटना घडली तर तिचा खूप मोठा इश्यू करतात, किंवा कितीही इम्पॉर्टंट घटना जरी घडली तरी तिचा कोणत्याही प्रकारचा लवलेश किंवा कोणत्याही प्रकारचा उल्लेख, रिमार्क कधी कधी न्यूजपेपर मध्ये किंवा न्यूज मध्ये येत नसतो. सो वी नीड टू रिव्ह्यू इट क्रिटिकली, सो दॅट वी नीड टू स्कॅन इट व्हेरी केअरफुली. आपल्याला ती इन्फॉर्मेशन स्कॅन करणं इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, क्रिटिकली, केअरफुली, काळजीपूर्वक. देर इज अ व्हेरी फेमस इव्हेंट ऑफ अनऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन appearing in print in Germany. आता त्यांनी इथे एक एक्झाम्पल दिलंय की अनधिकृत बातम्या किंवा चुकीच्या बातम्या, फेक न्यूज किंवा अनऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन कशी प्रोव्हाइड केली जाते. सो इन जर्मनी देर वॉज अ टाइम, देर वॉज अ इम्पॉर्टंट इव्हेंट, ओके, ऑफ अनऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन appearing in the print. Stern, a German weekly magazine, had purchased a number of so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. ओके, सो स्टर्न इज वन ऑफ द वीकली मॅगझिन. म्हणजेच काय, ते दर हप्त्याला प्रकाशित होतं. ओके, जर्मनीमध्ये व्हायचं. सो इट परचेस नंबर ऑफ सो कॉल्ड हँडरिटन डायरीज ऑफ एडॉल्फ हिटलर. आता ऑल ऑफ यू नो दॅट एडॉल्फ हिटलर वॉज द रुरल ऑफ जर्मनी, वन ऑफ द रुरल ऑफ जर्मनी. सो he has written some handwritten notes. So this Stern magazine purchased all that handwritten diaries. इट सोल्ड देम टू व्हेरियस पब्लिकेशन कंपनीज. मग त्यांनी काय केलं, या स्टर्न मॅगझिनने वेगवेगळ्या ज्या काही पब्लिकेशन कंपनीज आहेत त्यांना या हँड रिटन नोट्स विकल्या. द डायरीज वेअर व्हेरीफाईड फॉर देअर ऑथेंटिसिटी. मग या डायरीज त्याच्या अधिकृत म्हणजे ट्रूथ साठी त्या चेक करण्यात आले की या बरोबर आहेत की नाही, चुकीच्या आहेत का, याची इन्फॉर्मेशन करेक्ट आहे की नाही. ओके, सो दिस डायरीज वेअर व्हेरीफाईड फॉर देअर ऑथेंटिसिटी, whether these are authentic or not, and subsequently the news appeared in the print. ओके, आणि मग त्याविषयीच एक प्रिंट मध्ये किंवा आपण म्हणत न्यूजपेपर मध्ये न्यूज आली. However, later those diaries were proved to be forged. म्हणजेच काय, नंतर लक्षात आलं या ज्या डायरीज होत्या त्या चुकीच्या होत्या, त्या खोट्या होत्या. इट वॉज नॉट ऑफ ऍक्च्युअल Adolf Hitler written by him. It became apparent from the example that we need to be very careful about the information published by the media. म्हणजेच काय, people can make fraud out of it. वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे फ्रॉड केले जाऊ शकतात, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या अनऑथेंटिक और वी कॅन से अनइथिकल प्रॅक्टिसेस मास मीडियामध्ये केल्या जाऊ शकतात. फॉर अवॉइडिंग दॅट, ओके, वी नीड टू हॅव critical understanding and examination of that information we are getting through the mass media. Now the last part of the lesson is mass media and professional opportunities. Okay, न्यूजपेपर हॅव फुलफिल म्हणजेच काय, आता आपण बघणार आहोत मास मीडियामुळं हे जे काय फील्ड आहे इंडियामध्ये, ओके, प्रसार माध्यमांचा जो काही सेक्टर आहे, फील्ड आहे, सेक्टर आहे, ओके, तर त्यामध्ये ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज काय आहे, प्रोफेशनल. Newspaper have to fulfill the task of providing fresh news to its reader. So this is the objective of the newspaper. What? To fulfill task providing fresh news to the readers. जे काही वाचक लोक आहे, रीडर्स आहे, वाचणारे पब्लिक आहे, तर त्यांच्यापर्यंत न्यूज प्रोव्हाइड करणं, ताज्या बातम्या आपल्याला प्रोव्हाइड करणं. इट इज ऑल्सो नेसेसरी टू अनफोल्ड द बॅकग्राऊंड ऑफ एन इव्हेंट इन द न्यूज. म्हणजेच एखाद्या न्यूजवर पोस्ट केली किंवा एखादी न्यूज प्रिंट केली आपण न्यूजपेपर मध्ये, तर त्यामागचं बॅकग्राऊंड, त्यामागची थोडीशी हिस्ट्री काय आहे त्या इव्हेंट मागची, तर ती पण त्यामध्ये आपल्याला सांगणं थोडंसं गरजेचं आहे. इट इज इम्पॉर्टंट. ऍट सच टाइम्स न्यूजपेपर हॅव रिसॉर्ट टू द हिस्ट्री. मग जर त्या इव्हेंट विषयी आपल्याला जर बॅकग्राऊंड द्यायचं असेल, न्यूजपेपर मध्ये थोडंसं लिहायचं असेल, सो व्हॉट वी नीड हिस्ट्री अबाउट दॅट इव्हेंट, whether it was happened in the past or not, or how it was happened, what was the effect of that, who we are the people concerned with that or related to that event. Okay, so at such time newspaper have to research the history. While reporting news in details, reporters try to compare it with parallel events which happened in the past. म्हणजेच काय, जर एखादा इव्हेंट विषयी आपल्याला लिहायचं असेल तर व्हॉट वी डू सम बॅकग्राऊंड ऑफ इट, बॅकग्राऊंड हिस्ट्री ऑफ इट. फॉर दॅट पर्पज we study about the history of that event or that from different type of sources, and after that we try to compare it with parallel events. म्हणजेच काय, पास्ट मध्ये जर अशी इव्हेंट जर झालेली असेल तर व्हॉट वी डू, रिपोर्टर्स ट्राय टू कम्पेअर इट विथ ऑल द थिंग्स. ओके, ऑल दॅट थिंग्स हॅपन इन द पास्ट, which happened in the past. The past events may printed in a separate frame. मग या पास्ट व्ह्यू आहे, इव्हेंट आहे, मग ते काय केलं जातं, एका कोपऱ्यामध्ये मे बी ते प्रिंट करू शकतात. ओके, मेन न्यूज एके ठिकाणी आणि त्या न्यूज शेजारीच दुसरी एखादी सेम न्यूज की जी पूर्वीच्या काळी किंवा पास्ट मध्ये भूतकाळात होऊन गेलेली आहे. ओके, सो यू कॅन सी हिस्ट्री हिअर, एडिटोरियल्स, आर्टिकल्स ऑन दिस डे इन द हिस्ट्री, रिव्ह्यूज, न्यूज. ओके, सो दीज आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ द न्यूजपेपर. What are editorial, article, column, news, reviews, okay, on this history. So all that purpose history is important. To know, to write the editorial of about something, we have to give the background of that event or that scheme or whatever we are going to write about it. Okay, also if you are writing the column about some things, you have to give the proper background knowledge of that subject. Okay, same about news views on this day in the history, articles. Thus, the reader gets access to additional information and he can get better insights about the current news. Okay. Newspaper print columns about historical information appearing under headings such as 50 years ago, 100 years ago, etc. Such columns are based on historical documents or written history. These columns provide historical information about economic, social, political events in the past and also events of the history. So guys, this part is important one. Okay, what are the professional opportunities in that. Okay, mass media and professional opportunities. So here different people get the professional opportunities or job opportunities, employment opportunity, because those people who are having good knowledge of the history about that event. Okay, so all newspaper, all channels, all other people. Okay, they try to connect them. They try to take the information of the from them. They try to understand the subject. For that purpose, different historians, okay, different people who are studying in the history, they get employed. They get the job. Okay, or they get the source of earning. ओके गाईज, न्यूजपेपर प्रिंट कॉलम आपल्याला माहित आहे, न्यूजपेपर मध्ये कॉलम पण लिहिला जातो. ओके, ते कॉलम मध्ये काय असतं, हिस्टॉरिकल इन्फॉर्मेशन अपिअरिंग अंडर डिफरंट हेडिंग्स. म्हणजेच काय, त्यामध्ये डिफरंट हेडिंग दिली जाते की 50 वर्षापूर्वी काय झालं होतं, 100 वर्षापूर्वी काय झालं, मग ते आज आपण लिहिणार. फॉर दॅट पर्पज नॉलेज ऑफ द हिस्ट्री इज इम्पॉर्टंट. न्यूजपेपर occasionally publish supplements to the regular edition or social issues. For example, World War One commenced in 1914. Year 2014 marked the 100th year of this event. In order to be able to publish a newspaper supplement or a special issue of commemorate the occasion, one needs to review its history. In 2017, eventually 75 years of were completed after the announcement of the Quit India छोडो भारत मोहीमला 2017 मध्ये 75 वर्ष झाली. मग त्यानिमित्त आपण काहीतरी कॉलम लिहितो. ओके, किंवा पब्लिश करतो सप्लिमेंट रेग्युलर एक एक्स्ट्रा, तर त्यासाठी हिस्ट्रीची गरज असते. ऑन सच ऑकेजन्स न्यूजपेपर्स highlights the event through various articles, editorials, columns like what happened in the history on this day, reviews, etc. The knowledge of history is essential for writing such a type. So for that purpose, knowledge is important. Okay, so you can easily understand through this. Okay, why knowledge of the history is important while writing articles, while writing editorials, while writing or providing different supplements, different news. Okay, so this is the question asked in the exercise. Why knowledge of the history is important or essentials to write about an article. Now here I have underlined history is essential in planning radio programs. They have asked you, okay, how history helps to plan the radio programs or Akashwani programs. Okay, so history is also essential in planning radio programs. For example, Akashwani has preserved recordings of all the speeches delivered each year by the Prime Minister of India on 15th August. म्हणजेच काय, आकाशवाणीने काय केलेलं आहे, आतापर्यंत जेवढे प्राईम मिनिस्टर होऊन गेले आणि त्यांनी 15 ऑगस्टला जे जे काही स्पीचेस दिलेत, भाषणं दिलीत, तर त्या सर्वांचं रेकॉर्डिंग आकाशवाणीकडे आहे. ओके, म्हणजेच ती काय आहे, बेसिकली हिस्ट्री आहे की कोणत्या 15 ऑगस्टला काय काय झालं होतं, कोणत्या स्वातंत्र्य दिनी आपण कोणतं स्पीच दिलं होतं, त्यावेळी कोणते मुद्दे इम्पॉर्टंट होते. Akashwani invites historians as experts for discussions on various occasions, such as anniversaries of birth or death of national leaders, anniversaries of historical events, etc. म्हणजेच काय, वेगवेगळे जे काही हिस्टोरियन्स आहेत त्यांना आकाशवाणी बोलवते. when they call it or when they invites, so they invite on occasion of anniversaries, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे, कोणाची पुण्यतिथी असेल, कोणाची जयंती असेल. ओके, ओके, काही इम्पॉर्टंट इव्हेंट घडून गेले असेल तर त्या दिवशी, सो टू डिस्कस ऑन दॅट थिंग, टू डिस्कस ऑन दॅट पर्सन, टू डिस्कस ऑन दॅट लीडर, डिस्कस ऑन दॅट अॅनिव्हर्सरी, दे इन्व्हाइट डिफरंट हिस्टोरियन्स. सो हिस्टोरियन्स गेट वर्क, they give some lectures about that particular event. Lectures on the contribution of various national leaders need to be supported by historical information. म्हणजेच काय, एखाद्या नेत्याची समजा जयंती असेल, अॅनिव्हर्सरी असेल, बर्थ अॅनिव्हर्सरी, so we think on that. Okay, we study about the views, opinions, different type of speeches, okay, of that person. Okay, so when we give the lecture on, for example, Gandhiji, Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, so we need the proper knowledge of that person. We know, or we should know the proper history of that person. Okay, So guys, basically, this was your lesson. Okay, and I think we have touched all the points that are given in the exercise. That is, explain objectives of the newspaper. आपण बघितलं. How history helpful in planning Akashwani programs. हा last topic जो आपण बघितला. How history helps. Okay, these two paragraphs. This is how history helps to plan Akashwani programs. We also study television is important medium. Why it is so? Knowledge of history is essential to newspaper articles. Okay, so here is knowledge of history is essential for writing such types means articles or editorials, etc. Any information received through mass media needs to review critically. Okay, you can easily understand. The role of newspaper in Indian freedom struggle. आपण सुरुवातीला बघितलंय की वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे जे न्यूजपेपर प्रकाशित व्हायचे, केसरी, मराठा, दीनबंधू, ओके, ज्ञानोदय, हाऊ दे हेल्प्ड to create awareness among the people about the independence. Okay, so why do we need mass media? Okay, this is also the problem we have discussed. Sorry, question we have discussed. Mass media and professional opportunities. So last one is mass media and professional opportunities we have seen. So guys, I hope that you people now don't have any issue in this chapter. Okay. So anybody having any doubt? Okay. Okay, is the voice clear now? Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Okay, so friends, thank you for listening to me. Okay, patiently. And if you have some doubt in that, please ask me. You have to complete this exercise. I will just post it on the Google Classroom. Now you have to complete it. And very soon, as soon as possible, as a SAP. Okay, in short, as soon as possible, you have to submit it on the Google Classroom. Okay, so till now that, I hope you have enjoyed this session and you have obtained some information, revise your uh, problems, I mean the topics from the lesson. Okay, so goodbye to everyone and good night everyone. You can leave the class now.